I went to bed and woke up this morning thinking I was going to make a completely different video. But I got out of my house, I looked around, it was just peaceful and serene. There's a little nip in the air, but it's no humidity here in Florida. Then I get to the golf course, it's completely empty. And I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to change directions here, and I'm just going to enjoy a round of golf. Today we're going to play 9 holes of golf together. I'm just going to tell you about how I like to play golf, how I approach the game, and why I think this is the best sport in the world. So today we're playing the meadow side, and hole number 1 here is a pretty straightaway par 4. Now on this hole I know I can miss right, but I can't miss left because left there's out of bounds. It's so important in golf to really think through and anticipate some of your tendencies, and that's what I'm going to try to do here. So I'm going to actually aim right side of the fairway. If it draws into the center or the left side, great. But I'm pretty much going to shade the left-hand side here, and I can see the pins actually on the left side of the green too, so right side is really the place to be. Well, I got that draw I was kind of hoping for, and then turns out I'm going to be in the middle of the fairway. I think we're going to have a wedge in our hand, and we're going to have to decide, are we going to attack this pin or are we going to play it safe? And where this pin is on the left side of the green, that's full on attack mode for me because it takes the water out of play that you don't have to carry over there, and I can really get aggressive. All right, now a lot of people ask me because they see me test out a lot of golf watches as well as a lot of rangefinders, what do I use out on course most often? Well, when I'm at my home course, because I know the layout so well, I generally use a rangefinder because I really want exact distances. And the exact distance for me here is 86 yards. I wear a golf watch though when I'm traveling because there could be a lot of blind shots, there can be a lot of things that are unexpected, and that's where a golf watch and the course maps you get, the green maps, the heat maps, that can be invaluable information. Let's get back to the point of this video, which is 86 yards and commitment. So the most important thing about making good decisions on a golf course is actually committing to those decisions. So many times I step up to a ball and I'm like, I'm gonna hit a draw here. No, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna hit a fade. And those thoughts are running through my mind right as I'm kind of waggling my club over the ball. Inevitably, I hit bad shots when I do that. You have to commit to the shot you're going to hit. Tiger Woods always says you got to visualize that shot before you actually hit the shot. I know this is going to be a sand wedge for me, and I'm going to go right at this thing because I am committed. I want a nice low ball flight, and hopefully it's aimed right at the pin. See if we can pull it off. Well, it's a little left of the pin. Pin high, but I think we are on the fringe. All right, looks like I may actually have to chip this ball. With this shot, I need to leave it below the hole. I need to be on the right side from where I'm chipping, and that's where I'm gonna miss it if I miss it. But the other thing I'll say is that you aim small and you miss small. So I'm gonna try to make it. All right, so we escaped with a par there. Should have been better, honestly. Should have had a good chance at birdie. With 86 yards, I could do better, but you also have to have a short memory in golf because if you dwell on your mistakes, it'll just eat you up, and then by the end of the round, you're throwing clubs, snapping them, throwing them into the water, whatever. You're gonna hit bad shots. We're all gonna hit bad shots. And you just gotta move on to the next one. It's trite to say, but it's true. All right, another straightaway hole here, but this one's a lot longer. Again, where do I not wanna miss? I do not wanna miss left. Left is dead. I noticed I drew that first shot a little more than I expected. I'm actually gonna try to play more of a fade here because again, I wanna guard against the left. Now you'll see a lot of players when they're hitting a fade tee it up more on the right side of the tee box, and when they're drawing it more on the left side. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do because again, I'm kinda aiming to where I don't wanna hit the ball. And I'm trusting in my swing here that it's going to move the ball away from that trouble. That's exactly what I did. And we are heading down the right side of the fairway. Could catch the rough, but again, this hole, the flag is on the left, and that's the place to be. Now, can I tell you about one of the craziest things I saw on a golf course? This is the perfect example. So, like I said there, I was kind of aiming for right side of the fairway. And I remember playing with a touring professional down in Ecuador on the travel show. And he was asking me, Gabe, where do you want to hit your shot here? And I said, I want to aim towards the right side of this fairway because the pin's on the left, just like this hole. And he looked down at the fairway and it was actually really freshly mowed. We were playing in the morning, and there was a beautiful stripe show out there. He says, you see that stripe, that third one from the right? That's where I'm aiming. And I said, what? I thought he was joking. He's like, yeah, the grass is actually mowed forward on that stripe. That's what I want to hit. I couldn't believe it, but I'll be darned if he didn't do exactly that. And it blew my mind. We were talking about aim small, miss small. Well, that was the epitome of that. All right, we did make the rough here. We've got 120 yards exactly. And this is where I'm going to play for middle of the green. I really can't attack here because I've got a bunker there on the left, and if I miss left like I did last time, I'll be in that bunker. Right, we've got water short, but again, this angle kind of takes that out of play. Now I'm going to hit a little extra club here. I'm going to go pitching wedge because I'm on an upslope here. Oh, that's a really good shot. That ended up being a much more aggressive line than I had anticipated. Hey, I'm a mere mortal. I always say that. I'm glad I didn't aim at the pin, because if I aimed at the pin, I'd be in the bunker, but I aimed for the middle of the green and I missed right at the pin. Not a bad place to be. Let's see if we can make the putt though. Here's my pitch mark. It's 4 feet from the hole. So I roll down again. Out of the rough, you're not going to get as much spin. So I roll down here to 8 feet. It's a real good crack though. I've gotten a lot better with this new putter I've switched to. With these putts, yes! Oh yeah. Oh, that feels so good. All right, next thing I guess we can talk about is expectations. I'm always trying to expect the best out of myself, but I'm also going to prepare for, again, those bad shots that inevitably creep up. Now, if you watch enough of this show, you know that I get amped up after a birdie like that, and I start wanting to get really, really aggressive. This is a time though where I've got to dial that back, because again, where this pin is located, again, left side of the green, this one's cut right over the bunker with very little green to work with. So I have to manage my expectation here. I got to go against my natural mindset, which is, oh, I'm on top of the world. And no, again, I got to play a little bit more conservative on this hole and aim for middle of the green. Again, natural tendency for me is to draw the ball, and I'm going to go against my natural tendency here. I'm going to hit more of a fade. I'm going to aim at the flagstick. Hopefully it peels off to the right a little bit on me. And this is 8-iron in hand, 153. That's exactly what it did, although it looks like it's right side of the green maybe. Might even miss the green. It's going to be close, but I stayed away from that danger, and I stayed away from the short side. So I realize there's a lot of jargon in golf. And so for you newbies, the short side means there's not much green to work with. It's always a lot harder when you don't have green to work with, when you're trying to chip or come out of a bunker or something like that. Now, there's absolutely no right or wrong. A few ways I could play this shot, especially if I'm a beginner or I'm not feeling confident in my chipping. This is one you could easily putt. And not enough people putt around the greens when it's flat and there's not a lot of thick stuff between you and the green. Another way I could play this shot, if I feel a little better about my game, is I might take a 7-iron and hit a nice little low runner. All right, again, I'm going to kind of play that like I'm just putting the ball, really. But I'm a bit more of an advanced player. I want to control my distances a little bit more, control my spin, and I'm going to play that 58-degree wedge. Again, it's just a comfort factor, but there's no right or wrong on a shot like this. And this is so much better than on the other side of that green where I'd have 3 feet of green to work with, and my options are that much more limited. All right, let's see if we can knock one close here. Not close enough. Let's see if the putter can come through for us again. Oh, yes, it did. All right, this hole is a par 4, dogleg right. Again, miles on my left, so I can hit the draw here, and I can swing away, really. I just need to keep it away from the right-hand side this time because there's water over there. I think there's water on 17 out of 18 holes down here. Yeah, see, that was a bad swing, but I'm going to get away with it. Now, we've got 131 here, and my only thought really on this shot is I've got to cover a bunker on the left, water on the right, so I've got to get it up onto the green. Long is better than short here, and that's always something I'm thinking about. Do I want to miss it short, or do I want to miss it long? In this case, I want to miss it long. With the wind behind me, I still think I can get there with the pitching wedge. Yeah, that looks really good. Just a little left of the pin, and either pin high or just past it. Here's my pitch mark here, and this is the difference between when I hit it out of the rough and it rolled out like 4 feet, and out of the fairway there, where it only rolled down about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet. We've got, I'd say, 12 feet here, and this putter is absolutely on fire right now. Generally, putts break towards the water, and the water's over there for me here. You don't see it on a frame, but that's where it is. And that's the general rule, not always, but generally. Got to get it to the hole on a birdie putt, which I did. It just didn't go in. But you give yourself enough opportunities, you are bound to convert. We've already converted one already. And we're 1 under heading to a par 5. All right, so it's a slight dog leg left here. It's about 504 yards based on that marker right there. So this is possible I can actually get there in 2. Now there is a little wind against me, so I'm not sure if I want to play conservative right now. I can make that decision though on my second shot, depending on this drive. It's a pretty wide fairway, so I'm going to swing hard. And if we're in range, we're in range. If not, we'll adjust our strategy here. You can see I've teed it up on the left side of the tee box, so I'm playing that draw. It's going to give me the best chance of getting the distance I need. Oh, that's good. Run, baby, run. Big bounce. It's decision time. I am 254 yards out, which makes my decision a little bit easier, but I still have a few things to think through here. So the conventional wisdom is you lay up here and you try to get to a distance that you feel really comfortable with. If we talk about the stats here, we take the technical data into account. Being further, even if you're not in a perfect position, is going to give you a better chance at scoring according to the actual hard stats. In practice, I think you need to balance both of those. You can't always just hit it as far as you can and hope that you find the ball in a decent spot or you can get out of a tough situation. And you can't always play it safe. Every hole dictates what you need to do. Now this hole gets narrow the closer to the green I get. So for me, I'd like to hit something as far as I can, and yet with a club that I know I'm going to hit the tightest possible dispersion with. It's a balancing act. And so 3-wood for me is out of the question, because 3-wood could go left very easily, it could go right. It's just, for me to control that club, it's a lot harder, and I can get in myself into too much trouble with that club. 4-iron, it's can be really good and it can be tough, but 5-iron I know gets me as far as I can, and it's going to give me the best chance to be in play as well. And so that's the club for me here. If I hit it well, I'm only going to have like 60 yards in, and if I hit it poorly, I'll still have a 80-yard shot or something like that. So I can't get myself into too much trouble with this one. Oh, it didn't draw. But I am left of that tree, so I'm going to have a clear shot, and that's exactly why I hit the club I did. That's another spot where if I didn't know this course and I didn't know how far it was to that tree and what was around it, that's where you really need that golf watch I was talking about, and that's why I would have a golf watch when I'm traveling. Speaking of traveling, we got a really cool sponsorship this year from Shipsticks to sponsor not only the main Let's Play Through channel you're watching now, but also our travel channel where we're going around the world. I've got a trip planned to Japan and the Philippines here next month. I'm also going to be traveling to the UK and Scotland in the fall. Some other trips probably throughout the US in the summer. So if you haven't checked out that channel, please do so. But also, please do consider using our sponsor Shipsticks when you're traveling. I'll tell you, it's so much easier than lugging your bags around into airports, Ubers, hotels, all that stuff. Instead, it just shows up safe and sound. You don't have to worry about baggage handlers. It shows up at the course you're playing. It's such a cool service. And they give us 20% off with the code I've got down below in the description. So if you'd like to support the show, support our sponsors. It really does help keep content flowing on this channel. Here's what I'm saying, even a 4-iron probably hits the cart path, or it's in that hard pan over there under the tree. 3-wood, 5-wood, if I hit that same shot, it's in really bad shape over there, short-sighted. So definitely made the right decision here. And we've got about the distance I thought we would have. I think we're gonna have about 80 yards, 80 on the button. I'm right in between my 58 degree and my 54 degree, but I'd rather be long here because that bunker's short, so I'm gonna go 54 degree. If anything, I'm gonna shade just a little left of the hole because this green slopes right to left, and it's always better to leave yourself an uphill putt whenever possible. But I'm mostly going right at it. Yeah, that is just a little left of the hole. And we got our uphill putt. And I feel like we've played that hole as good as we could have. Love the looks of this one. I've got 7.5 feet. It's an uphill putt. That means I can get aggressive. Now, some really good advice I heard once was that you should aim about 18 inches past the hole. I don't know who said it. It was one of the old pros, I think. But 18 inches past the hole. And that's harder to do when you've got a downhill putt, which is why uphill putts, if you can leave yourself with that, you're gonna have a better chance to score. All right. I actually don't think I would have got that 18 inches past if it didn't go in, but I'll take it. We are 2 under. 2 under. This could be a historic round. I'm just having so much fun. And I think optimism and mindset really plays a role in golf, more so than any other sport. You've got to have the right mind for it. If you're thinking negative thoughts, negative things happen. I woke up in a great mood, got to this course in an even better mood when I saw it was completely empty and the weather was perfect. And at least so far, I don't want to count my chickens before they're hatched, but at least so far, we're playing some of the best golf we've played all year. Now, this is a more challenging hole. This is a par 4 dogleg right. It's kind of long, about 375, I think, something like that. But it's very, very narrow. And again, the approach shot into this green, very, very difficult. So I want to get as much distance as I can, but out of bounds comes in really quickly on the left. And being a dogleg right, the right shot shape's really going to be a fade. So sometimes I hit driver here if I'm feeling confident about the driver. Sometimes I hit 3-wood if I'm not feeling so confident about the driver. But right now I do feel confident. You got to make that decision again as you're playing sometimes. But I feel like I can hit a fade here and get us into position. And this is the point where I've got to actually commit mentally to that swing because I am kind of in between. But before I take the swing, I'm going to visualize this one. There's a little gap between the cypress trees there on the left. I'm aiming right for that gap, and it's going to fade. Got to trust it. Oh, I did exactly that. Wow. Oh, it's so good. I've caught up to the group in front of me here. There's still no one behind me. But playing so well, we're speeding along here. 109. I think 50 is the way, and I just got to take a little bit off it and trust it. Oh, it was a good swing. It's right at it. Is it the right distance? Yeah, it looks good. It spun a little bit because I nipped that perfect. I didn't plan the way this day is happening, but you're seeing me play out of my mind, and so I can only chalk it up that you are my good luck charm right now. So thank you so much. If you're watching this, you're probably already subscribed, but one way you can help this show is to feed it to your friend's circle. Send them a link, drop it in your Facebook or Instagram or Reddit, whatever you use. I have this lofty goal to hit 100,000. It's been my goal for many years. I can see the finish line. We're 3/4 of the way there now, and I can start to really see the finish line. And you can help me get there. It would be just mean the world to me, honestly, if you could share this show, maybe not even this episode, but some episode that you like here on Let's Play Through the most. Share that with your friends. It would help me out. Appreciate it. Absolutely beautiful spot of the course here too. Man, does it get any better than this? Not for me, at least. Whew, didn't break. It was dead straight. Hey, I'm just happy I had an opportunity like that. Now we're heading to a par 3. This day's going so well. Why not just have a hole-in-one, right? Why not? The mowers are out here, so I'm gonna have witnesses if I do pull off an ace today. I don't know why, I just feel like there's a chance. Well, I know why. I'm in the right mindset. 139, 9-iron in hand. Oh, it's a good shot, but it's not an ace. It's pin high. I think we're gonna have about 12 feet. I hit that exactly 139 yards. Aim small, miss small. Looks like a right edge putt to me. It's even better than 12 feet. It's actually only like 10 feet. Just outside the right edge. Give it to me, come on. Oh yes. Oh, what is going on right now? Well, what's going on is we are 3 under par. We've got 2 holes to play. And not the easiest holes for sure. We got a par 5 and a par 4. But I'm in a really good spot right now. This would not have happened if I wasn't flexible. And maybe that's the lesson of this whole video, is to stay flexible. To be willing to change strategy, plans, expectations, whatever it is. I don't know, all I know is I'm enjoying today. I'm enjoying today, and thanks for taking the ride with me. We got 2 to play, whatever happens. This is gonna be one of the most memorable rounds I've ever had. What's going through my mind here is I can make par from anywhere on this hole, but it's much harder if I'm in the trees on the left. So I'm aiming at a bunker out here on the right. This is a big, almost a 90-degree dog leg, and I'm gonna trust my draw here. It's not drawing, it's almost fading a little bit. And we might be in that bunker. Oh, the really good news is we are not in the bunker. We're in the hard pan, but I think I can advance the ball a lot further than I would have out of the sand. So that is, it was good. And the takeaway there is I hit a very good strike there. Didn't get the shot shape I wanted, but I hit it solid. You just have to be an optimist in golf. You got to look at the bright side, the things you do well. Because if you dwell on the negative stuff, it's going to kill you. It's going to eat you up like we talked about. I'm going to have to keep it low. Low with a little cut would be great. Oh, the club snagged on the way back and it hit the branch. So my father always said, if golf was easy, it wouldn't be fun. And we get better as people through adversity. So perfect opportunity to test how we handle adversity here. 248, there's a huge bunker in front though. Huge bunker in front. So I don't think it's a good play to hit 3 wood here. I'm gonna go 5 wood again, very wide and open. I want to advance it as far as I can so I get a little wedge in my hand. And I think that's the club. Well, tugged it a bit. Like I said, it's pretty wide open up there though, so we should be just fine. While I don't want to surrender a bogey, I'll take a bogey here over a double bogey any day of the week. So I got to be smart about my shot here. Make sure we hit the green. I've got 61 yards here. Big bunker right in front of me. Very little green, maybe 5 yards worth of green or less. So I got to get the distance right here. 58-degree wedge in hand. May need to go. There's always going to be holes like this, and you just got to get through them. I got half of a fried egg here hitting my 5th shot. Got this club wide open. I hit down on it. Let the sand do the work. We're out, but that was not good. Clearly something I need to practice. So when you're playing your rounds, think about that and focus on the parts of your game that need work. We're all a work in progress always. All right, I got this for bogey. Now I am on the fringe, but I think it's clear to the hole, so a bad putt beats a bad chip. It's a pretty good roll. But it's a double. In one hole, we went from 3 under to 1 under. But the bright side is we're still 1 under. On this show, I have yet to be under par. I've been even par a number of times, but I've never been under par. So we got 1 hole to do it. It looked a lot better a hole ago, but it's still in play. Got to just forget this one and move on to the next one. We got to get the confidence back here. Confidence is everything in life, and golf is just a mirror of life. It's like more of a magnifying glass on life. And so the confidence is coming back. This is a hole I've made birdie on before. I've made worse than that, but I've made birdie a few times, and that's what I'm going to focus on, because if I've done it once, I can do it again. And if I've never done it, I still have the opportunity to. But positivity is what it's all about, and confidence. Big wide fairway, I'm going to let loose. And while I say let loose, I am going to still swing within myself, because A lot of times after a hole like that, people get in their emotions, and sometimes you just gotta get yourself back level. But I can take a big swing with this one. Within reason. There we go. Hopefully that'll chase a bit. We should have a short iron in our hand, maybe a wedge. Most difficult pin position it could possibly be, which is on the right side on a green that slopes right to left and downwards. There's a big hill, almost like a wall in front of this green as well, so we have to carry that. And everything feeds down and out from there. We've got 100 yards exactly. Got to carry that wall, so I have to make good contact. Which I did. Nice and high. Just a little left of that flag stick. And we'll find out if we're on the green or if maybe we're over, but either way, happy with that. Moment of truth here. 58-degree wedge in hand. Usually a pretty good club for me. Oh, that's tasty. I don't think I can miss this one. That's it. Oh, that feels so freaking good. 1 under par. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you stuck around to watch this round all the way, thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did. Didn't expect it, but I'm sure glad it happened. And I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.